Travis, can I have a word?
What is it?
And if you go near my daughter again, I will kill you and your entire inbred Get up!
Fight me, bitch!
Get up!
You bitch!
Yeah, I'm just getting started.
Oh my God!
Come on, honey, we can work this out, huh? We're a good team. I own him.
And this is for me. The only good thing that came out of what you made, Dad.
Late one night in New York, a young woman named Hazel gets dressed and applies makeup before meeting her one-night stand in a hotel room. She kills him by slitting his throat, then cleans the body and room, removing evidence before leaving. 20 years later, Hazel operates a small diner, serving a regular group of customers while concealing her past life. She often waives the bills of visiting police officers to maintain favorable relations. Her teenage daughter, Joy, questions this behavior, and Hazel explains it is to ensure quick assistance from law enforcement if needed. During the conversation, Hazel notices Joy's boyfriend and disapproves of him. Aware of her mother's stance, Joy requests access to her college savings to leave Las Vegas and start a new life with him. Hazel rejects the request for college savings, emphasizing independence and her belief that Joy should build her own life. She also expresses disapproval of Joy's boyfriend and urges her to end the relationship. Joy disagrees, defends him, and decides to move out and start a new life with him. Joy's boyfriend lacks the funds for college. Later that day at the diner, Joy reacts angrily to a customer who cannot pay, assuming deception. Hazel intervenes and the man explains he is homeless. Hazel offers him work as a dishwasher and lodging. After accepting, he identifies himself as Elliot. Joy's boyfriend continues pressuring her to provide money for moving out, including her college savings. The following day, Hazel observes Joy returning home wearing oversized sunglasses and suspects something is wrong. She approaches her and removes the glasses, revealing a bruise around Joy's eye. Joy attributes the injury to her boyfriend, but expresses concern about his dangerous family and does not want retaliation. Hazel ignores her explanation, returns home, changes her clothes, and retrieves a concealed firearm. Meanwhile, Joy's boyfriend remains at an auto repair shop, unaware that Hazel is on her way to confront him. Hazel enters the repair shop and requests a private conversation. After being refused and mocked, she assaults Joy's boyfriend, knocking him down. When a mechanic attempts to intervene, she disables him with pepper spray. She then draws a gun and orders Joy's boyfriend to leave with her. He resists until she fires a warning shot, after which he complies.
You bitch!
Yeah, I'm just getting started.
Oh my God!
In the parking lot, Hazel takes his phone, secures him with duct tape, and forces him into a control booth. She then drives him into the Nevada desert with him restrained in the back seat. At a remote location, she brings him to a prepared shallow grave and forces him into it. Hazel states that she had prepared the grave in advance, anticipating that he would eventually harm Joy. She then kills him and leaves his body in the pit. The following morning, Joy attempts to contact him without success and questions Hazel about his whereabouts. Hazel denies involvement and claims he left the city after an argument. Joy expresses doubt about Hazel's explanation and warns that her boyfriend's criminal family may seek retaliation if he is missing. Hazel remains indifferent, and Joy leaves in anger. Elliot attempts to comfort Hazel, but they notice an unknown man photographing him from a distance. Hazel tries to confront the man, who escapes. When she returns, Elliot appears tense but quickly resumes normal behavior. That night, Elliot wakes from a nightmare and attempts to leave quietly. Hazel intercepts him and questions him about the man taking photos earlier. Elliot denies any knowledge but appears unsettled. Hazel questions him about his past, and Elliot agrees to explain only if she also reveals hers. She refuses, and they separate. After Elliot leaves, Hazel notices the same man still surveilling him and taking photos. When the man drives away, she follows him to a remote motel, breaks into his room, and incapacitates him. The man regains consciousness under gunpoint and reveals he is a freelance journalist investigating Elliot, claiming Elliot is a fugitive involved in a fatal incident. He directs Hazel to his laptop as evidence. Hazel reviews the information and learns Elliot was formerly a respected heart surgeon whose life collapsed after a drunk driving crash that killed his girlfriend, leading to a 4-year prison sentence and recent release. After learning the truth, Hazel confiscates the reporter's laptop and orders him to leave and not return. She resumes her normal routine at the diner. Later, Joy remains distressed over her missing boyfriend and avoids Hazel's attempts to comfort her. Outside, Hazel encounters Phil, a former co-worker who informs her that their former boss has recently been released from prison. The news unsettles Hazel, who recognizes the implications of his release. She agrees to meet him the following day. Later at the diner, he brings up Joy and comments on Hazel's parenting, which she interprets as a veiled threat, causing her to react with restrained anger. The next morning, Hazel informs Elliot about her encounter with the journalist and presents the documents she obtained. Elliot confirms that he previously performed surgery on the journalist's father, which was unsuccessful. He explains that the journalist has since targeted him, attempting to damage his reputation by exposing the past accident that led to his girlfriend's death. After learning the full situation, Hazel asks Elliot to stay with Joy for one night while she leaves the city to address an urgent matter. Elliot agrees despite his reservations. That evening, Hazel meets Phil, who takes her to their former boss. He is reunited with Hazel after 20 years and recalls taking her in at age 15 and training her as an assassin. After reminiscing, he explains the purpose of the meeting. He wants Hazel to return to assassination work with a target named Perry and an upfront payment offered. Hazel refuses, stating she will not return to that life despite past obligations. He then shifts to implied threats involving Joy and references the disappearance of Joy's boyfriend, making it clear Hazel cannot easily disengage. Recognizing the implied threat, Hazel reluctantly agrees to take the assignment. She surveils Perry at a casino before returning home and drinking with Elliot, during which she reveals aspects of her past, including addiction and being trained as an assassin. Their interaction becomes intimate. The next morning, Hazel informs Elliot she will leave that night and asks him to stay with Joy, which he accepts. Later, she returns to the casino, initiates contact with Perry, and is invited to his private suite where they talk. As Perry finishes his drink, Hazel offers a refill and discreetly contaminates it. Before he drinks, he reflects on their past and expresses an interest in rekindling their relationship. The moment disrupts Hazel's plan and she prevents him from drinking. Their interaction is interrupted by a knock at the door, allowing her to conceal the glass. Afterward, they continue their interaction and agree to meet again. Hazel later returns to the diner and resumes her routine with Elliot. Unbeknownst to Hazel, Elliot is an undercover agent working for her former boss, assigned to monitor and report on her after his release from prison. At the diner, a police officer notes an increase in missing teenage girls in the area. Hazel questions her cook about it, but he denies any knowledge. The officer instructs her to report any relevant information. Phil arrives to inform Hazel that Perry is preparing to leave town and that immediate action is required. He implies that failure could endanger Joy. Hazel leaves the conversation. Elliot later finds her, and she asks him to watch over Joy while she leaves again. After their interaction, Elliot reports to the boss that Hazel will proceed that night. Before departing, Hazel checks on Joy in her room. Hazel informs Elliot she is leaving for an assignment despite his attempt to stop her. After she departs, Elliot reports this to the boss. Hazel arrives at the hotel, prepares her weapon, and enters the elevator to confront Perry. At the same time, Perry receives a package containing a photo of Joy and realizes she is his daughter from his past relationship with Hazel. Shaken by the revelation about Joy, Perry is interrupted by his wife entering the room and quickly covers by claiming the setup is for a surprise date. Meanwhile, Hazel abandons the assignment and infiltrates her former boss's hideout, eliminating a guard. The boss, monitoring through surveillance, orders Phil to stop her, but Hazel ambushes and incapacitates him before he can intervene. Hazel enters the boss's room, where he is armed and prepared. She shoots him in the arm to disable him. He attempts to manipulate her by revealing that Elliot has been reporting to him.
Take you down the wrong.
Hazel rejects his claims and states she is no longer part of his organization.
When you slide back. I own him.
And this is for me. The only good thing that came out of what you made. Dad.
Before finishing the confrontation, Hazel acknowledges that the boss is her biological father. She then returns home, cleans herself, and checks on Joy. The following morning, she ignores Elliot and leaves without responding, leaving him confused by her changed behavior. As Hazel is about to begin her shift, Joy briefly embraces her and leaves the diner. Shortly after, Hazel hears a disturbance and turns to find Joy's boyfriend, injured but alive. He signals for silence, and Joy complies. Later, Joy requests the car and Hazel gives her the keys before returning to work. While working, Hazel notices the chef is missing. She goes outside to investigate and discovers a stranger attacking him, prompting her to intervene immediately. Hazel engages multiple attackers while a separate assailant attempts to abduct a teenage girl, but redirects his focus toward her after noticing her. She neutralizes one attacker before being shot by another, collapsing. The attackers then seize the girls and escape. Elliot reaches Hazel and attempts to control her bleeding as she lies unconscious.